of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Monday, December 16th meeting of the Board of Aldermen. Our first order of business is additions and deletions to the agenda. We have some deletions. We're going to remove the CED report. Alderwoman Taddeo will read it out at the next meeting after her committee has had an opportunity to meet and discuss the project and answer any outstanding questions. And we'll remove the executive session for the PD union contract. The city attorney is waiting on some clarifying information from our insurance provider before it can be finalized. Can I get a motion to make those deletions?
So moved.
Second.
Also, there's a removal of the update about the DPW union contract that the
Absolutely.
attorney is going to give.
Yes.
Can we add that? Great. Any discussion or debate on those deletions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next up is amendment and approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the December 2nd minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Public comment, where members of the public are invited to address the board on matters not on tonight's agenda. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications from the mayor.
Good evening. I, like this current agenda, will try to keep my segment short. So I just want to say thanks again for the work on the budget. Again, proposed to you at 6%. Originally came to me at 12%, cut that down to 6%. Proposed to you at 6% with options. We got it below 2.8%, which is phenomenal. So thank you very much for everybody's work on that. I know I said I wanted to have the 1% option tax motions. As long as we get them done by July, we're good. I did not have the time to connect with the treasurer between the end of the budget meetings and today, and she's out sick this afternoon, so I'm going to wait. I want to make sure we have those correct for the auditors. I know it's very important that we make sure we do those things correctly, so I'm just going to wait until the January 6th meeting. I'll have those ready for you then. Hold on one second here. DPW, I'd like the board to refer to DPW a conversation with the business manager for an update on the water and wastewater billing system and the water leak detection policy.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to refer to the Public Works Committee, an update on the water and wastewater billing system and the water leak detection policy. It's been seconded. Any discussion on the referral? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thank you. While we're talking about DPW, Megan was going to give an update tonight. She'll give a more detailed one next week, but the DPW contract was signed by myself, by the union. It is officially ratified. The treasurer's office has started working on making the appropriate pay adjustments. A lot of the major things don't start till FY26, so we're good there. But for the most part, we're off and rolling, and that's settled and done. So thank you for all of your work on that as well. I did want to talk for a minute about a positive aspect of the homeless transition progress that we've had in Rutland. So Chris Loris and Megan Novak have been working pretty much on this transitional housing campus thing since we received the grant from the state and we hired them to do that work. The state had asked them to pivot to do something called scattered site housing because there were so many families that weren't being covered by the vouchers. They had put a lot of effort into that on our behalf. And Angus Cheney, who runs the Homeless Prevention Center, was in part of those meetings. And in the most recent one that we had with the state, Angus has stepped up and taken on the additional 8 scattered site housing units for families to be housed in. So rather than being in a hotel, they're essentially being apartments, which will be under a master lease agreement that Homeless Prevention will manage. So this is a big deal because Angus at the time wasn't able to receive the funds and manage that. So now Homeless Prevention Center can step up, take those additional scattered site houses on, and that helps serve another 8 families. And we're hoping to see that come live in the next 60 days. The rest of the work will continue on a transitional housing piece as we move forward, and we're talking to the state with that. And I thank Chris and Megan for their efforts there. We are working on a transit-oriented district planning effort. So for those of you who may remember, I think it was about a year, well, it was almost 2.5 years ago, we applied with the Chittenden County Planning Commission, something called a RAISE grant. That RAISE grant, planning grant, was awarded, I believe it was close to $12 million, if I remember correctly, and we received some of that money to help design a transit-oriented district. I mentioned this the other night in one of our other meetings. This TOD is focused on our downtown areas because those are our major areas for transportation. So that's where our bus station is, that's where the rail comes in. This is where people are looking to move and live. So how do we migrate around the city and around the areas where non-vehicular transportation is a primary mode of transportation? So we started working on that this week. A crew came in from Pennsylvania to meet with us on that. We met over at the Regional Planning Commission. It was a very good discussion, and this will actually help us towards some of these other plans that we already have in place with things like Center Street, Whale Street, Depot Park, the stuff that Ed has been working on for the rail station as well. So it was a great meeting. Other than that, nice. We had a great mixer at Heritage Family Credit Union with Cedar the other night, and the Casella Holiday Parade went really well. So, like I said, I'll keep it short tonight. Any questions? Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Consideration of special event permit requests. We have none. Reports and letters from department heads and officials. First up is Barbara Spaulding from the Rutland Redevelopment Authority with a recommendation to approve tax stabilization and wastewater reduction applications for the downtown hotel and living project. But I will note that the project developers have asked that this item be referred to the CED committee for discussion. Go right ahead, Barbara.
Yes, so the recommendations made by the RRA board on December 10th would be then, I guess, referred to whatever committee that will have that discussion.
So if I may, I'm going to see how the board's flavor is to refer to committee of the whole. And the reason I say that is because when we had the community development meeting, there wasn't a lot of aldermen present. This is such an important discussion that I don't know if it's better at committee of the whole or community and economic development. So I'll move that for discussion.
Alderman Wickham?
I'll second it.
Okay. Alderwoman McClure?
I was going to second for debate, actually.
All right. Any debate? Alderman Wickham?
Yeah, to follow up on that, I'm largely with Alderwoman Davis on this one. I think, we're going to have later on in the committee report outs, the Community Economic Development Report on this discussion that occurred that I admittedly was unable to make. But I think really knowing how important this hotel project is to the city, knowing that there are genuinely a lot of moving pieces, I would like to see this actually land in the committee of the whole. Just provides us a little bit more of an opportunity to bring everyone together. Just really want to go in that direction to hopefully bring the moving parts together.
Okay. Any other debate? Alderman Heck?
If I may, just if that meeting could be held on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, 5:30 is still fine as far as that goes. I will be able to make it. I absolutely would like to participate. We never have meetings on Friday, so that only leaves one other day is Thursday. But if you could accommodate and do a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Noted. Alderwoman McClure?
My debate was just going to be, do we really feel it necessary to move out of community and economic development when we could just make sure we schedule the meeting at a time that's amenable to the whole board? I'm not really sure what moving it out of the committee it already sits in does outside of moving rooms that we would meet in.
Alderwoman Davis?
So what it does is allow everybody a vote. In community development, only the committee votes. In committee of the whole, the entire board of aldermen gets a vote. That's the difference.
Alderman Wickham?
And actually, as a quick follow-up to Alderwoman Davis, again, this being such an important project, it's something that I would really like to see everyone be behind and supportive of. So having, that ability for us to all be on record, to all vote in favor, coming out of the committee of the whole, I'd have a strong preference towards that.
Alderman McCann?
There was a portion of this discussion that was left in community and economic development after that last meeting. If we go towards moving this portion to committee of the whole, I'm wondering if we should bring the other portion with it so that that whole conversation could happen rather than two separate meetings.
Okay. Can you articulate what that other portion was?
I don't remember specifically what the parsing was between what RA was bringing today and what the rest of the conversation was. So
I think the mayor is indicating that it was the development agreement.
That's correct, the letter of intent.
All right.
perfect.
So the maker of the motion, you'll include that?
I will.
And the seconder?
Yep.
Very good. All right, so we have a motion to refer all of this related to the downtown hotel and living project to the committee of the whole. Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Barbara is up again with a recommendation from the RRA related to a BIAP forgivable loan.
So as you can recall, the BIAP for Blush Salon was recommended by the RRA to not forgive the loan. It was brought to the Board of Aldermen, who then referred it back to the RRA and had asked Paige Carrera to provide documentation. That was sent to Paige, certified mail, return receipt, with copies of the Board of Aldermen minutes. And the only response was the returned green card saying that she had received the information. The RRA held their meeting on December 10th. She was sent the agenda for that meeting and did not attend. So therefore, the RRA board is recommending once again that that loan not be forgiven.
And I'll just clarify that I did not receive anything from Paige Carrera, the documents that were requested by the board at the last time she was before this board.
So I'll move to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion to suspend the rules and take the matter up. It's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Alderwoman McClure?
I move the motion to conclude that Blush Salon will not be forgiven due to noncompliance with the loan requirements and failure to engage throughout the process.
Second.
All right, and can we just add clarification that it's for the Blush Salon project at 15 Center Street?
Correct.
Okay, any discussion or debate on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And
Thank you.
Barbara is up one more time with a resolution for the VTrans Transportation Alternative Grant application. This is on pages 3 to 4 of your packet.
So Ted and I decided that we didn't have enough to do, and we're going to try to apply for a grant with the December 31st deadline, which is kind of crazy. But if two people can do it, it's he and I. So the grant would be for improved and new sidewalks on Jackson Avenue and Avenue B. I provided pictures and a map on your desks when you came in tonight that weren't included because I wanted them to be in color for you so that you can get an idea of the project scope. And Ted is also here tonight if you have any technical questions. So we'd be asking for you to circulate the resolution in support of us applying tonight.
Alderman Heck?
Just a quick question, Robert. Avenue D, does that lead to White's Pool?
Yes, that is the main thoroughfare to White's Pool.
Thank you very much.
Alderman McCann?
Motion to suspend the rules, take it up tonight.
Second.
We have a motion to suspend the rules. It's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And I moved that we circulate for signature the resolution from RRA in support of the Transportation Alternatives application.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to circulate for signature the resolution. Any discussion or debate? Alderman McCann.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for taking this on. It is extra work, but I want to point out that if I remember correctly, this is something that started as a traffic committee item. It was brought up by a member of the public, sent to that committee. There was discussion there. Ted and the rest of that committee tried to think about what they could do with our current funding and current structures, and it looks like Ted has kind of taken it a step further. So it is a way that people from the community can come to the committees of the city, kind of talk about the things that they would like to see improved. And while we can't always do everything, sometimes we can take a step forward in the right direction. So thank you.
Alderman Wickham.
And this may actually be corrected on the copy that's going to be circulated, but I'm not the president of the board.
What?
Good catch. You sure?
Sorry.
I'm happily not.
You want to switch?
A couple years ago, Matt.
I'll fix that on the copy that I used. I'm sorry, I used one that from a former application.
You still want me to
Again,
circulate?
trying to be efficient and save time.
Are you able to print another for circulating
still
for
circulate?
signatures?
Yeah, I'll go do it right now.
Excellent. So the motion's still on the floor. Any additional discussion or debate on the motion to approve? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much, Barbara. Next up, we have Clerk Capusta with an item related to the State of Vermont dog license fee. There's a memo on page 5 of your packet.
So effective January 1 of 25, the state is increasing the amount that they collect from our dog fees from $1 to $3, so it's a $2 increase. Currently, our dog fees are $15 for neutered and spayed and $20 for unneutered. And I'm looking to have spayed be at 17 and unneutered to be at 22, effective January 1.
What is the board's pleasure?
Motion to suspend the rules?
Second.
All right, we have a motion to suspend the rules. It's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
I motion to adopt the new fees proposed effective January 1st, 2025, which shall include the increase from the State of Vermont Rabies Control Program.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to adopt the new fees proposed effective January 1st, 2025. It's been seconded. Any debate?
Do we need to, if I may, do we need to be specific as to the $17 and $22 amounts for
In the
spayed
motion?
and neutered?
In the
unneutered?
motion, you mean?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
We can add that in. All
Yes.
right, so the
So we'll
motion
add
is
the-
to adopt the new fees.
Right.
$17 for a spayed dog and $22 for an unneutered dog, effective January 1st, 2025.
Right.
Any discussion or debate on the motion with specific dollar amounts? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Treasurer Markowski is next on the agenda with the treasurer's report for November. These were emailed. She's requested a motion to receive and file as she is out this evening.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of receiving and filing?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Reports of standing committees. We will not be reading the Community and Economic Development Committee report. Chair Taddeo will read that out at a future meeting. Reports of select committees. We have Alderwoman McClure's report from the HR committee meeting of December 9th. That's been emailed.
Yes, you all should have received it in your email approximately 2 minutes prior to the meeting starting. The Human Resources Committee met on December 9th, 2024. Aldermen present were myself, Alderwoman Davis, Alderwoman Taddeo. Others present were Mayor Dungus, Board President Talbot, Attorney LaChance, Ellen Coyle from HR, Alderman Barbagallo, Tyler Dolan, Kim Peters, April Chaffee, and Colleen Shattuck. The meeting came to order at 5:30 p.m. The Human Resources Committee met on the day listed above to revisit the City Employee Handbook and Vacation Policy that has been workshopped amongst the Mayor, City Attorney, and Rutland City Human Resources. The documents revisited were the Handbook and Vacation Policy. The committee ultimately chose to not address the Employee Handbook as the document was not ready for presentation at this time. The committee reviewed the Employee Vacation Policy, which outlined new vacation policies and vacation time rollover. Changes presented within the document, such as how PTO is accrued and adjustments to how many days can be rolled over at the end of the year, were agreed upon by the committee of being in the best interests of department heads and city employees. A motion was made to approve the Rutland City Employee Vacation Policy as presented. The motion passed 3-0, and I so move.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the Rutland City Employee Vacation Policy as presented to the HR Committee. It's been seconded. Any discussion or debate? Alderman McCann.
I'm just wondering if there was inclusion of the treasurer. I know there was some discussion recently about the difficulty of the way vacation days were banked, and if this would kind of jump into any of that.
The treasurer was present at the meeting, and I mistakenly forgot to list her in my notes.
Okay, very good. Any additional discussion or debate? Mayor Dungus?
I just want to point out this is the non-union rate.
Right.
Seeing
not
nothing
good.
further, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
The issue of a non-union employee handbook remains in committee for further discussion, and the meeting adjourned at 5:45 p.m.
Thank you very much. Reports of representatives, we have nothing on the agenda. Petitions, letters, miscellaneous communications, nothing on the agenda. Board of Control Commissioners, nothing on the agenda. Board of Cannabis Commissioners, we have nothing on the agenda. That brings us to unfinished business. Mayor Dungus.
Just very quickly, I want to thank everybody for their work this year. We're going to have a very busy January. We have a lot going on between CIP, TIF, the hotel, and a couple other things that are coming. So I'll try to be as communicative as possible, put out as much information as possible. I do ask you one more time to take a look at the CIP documentation that you have in your inboxes. Make sure you understand what these projects are so you can ask questions when it comes before the board. So we can work on that as quickly as possible. I'm meeting with Tom Yandow this week to go over that. So we'll have a real detailed information hopefully by Friday to everybody to review. It will go to the Planning Commission and then to this board in that order. And with that, happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. That brings us to miscellaneous motions, resolutions, and new business. Alderman Barbagallo.
With hopefully the new hotel coming into Rutland, one thing that I think needs to be addressed is the traffic patterns on Wales Street Center and the corner of Merchants Row and Center. And I would like to refer discussion of these traffic patterns to the Department of Public Works.
Second. To the Public Works Committee?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, very good. So we have a motion to refer traffic patterns around the downtown hotel and living development to the Public Works Committee. It's been seconded. Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Alderman Barbagallo.
One other thing I would just like to comment on, this weekend I had the privilege of going to see the Rutland Youth Theater presentation of, I think it was Elf the Musical. This is the subdivision of the Rutland Recreation Department, and they did a fantastic job. We can truly be proud of the kids that we've got in this city and what they accomplished by doing this play. So give them a heads up.
Thank you, Alderman Barbagallo. Anything additional? Alderman Heck?
I was wondering if the board would grant me just a minute of personal privilege. I'd like to basically make note, and I will get to the clerk a signed copy. I will be resigning my position as city clerk on March 3rd, 2025. Alderman. Sorry about that. As alderman, based upon the fact that I am running for mayor, and I don't believe that it's right, and I think the voters should have a right. It would also allow a person who has interest to run for a one-year position, so that that notice can get handed out as part of the process that we take on.
Can I clarify the effective date that you stated?
March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd.
Okay, so we went through this last year with the state when School Commissioner Kiefaber wanted to resign his seat, and the Secretary of State said that he had to resign before the petition filing deadline for his seat to appear on the ballot. Otherwise, they could not have people running for an office that's currently held and won't be vacated. The term won't end, regardless of a resignation. Am I recalling that correctly? Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
you would have to resign effective the day before, or the day of petitions being due, in order for that seat to then appear on the ballot.
yeah, and I think that that's fine. It's the 29th, is it?
7th?
I believe the petitions, 27th petitions are due. So that's fine. Again, I just wanted to allow someone who may be interested in running to take that opportunity to do so. And that's basically what I wanted to get the message across. So at least the clerk's office has time to prepare those documents and stuff.
Thank you. Any additional miscellaneous motions, resolutions, or new business? Motion to adjourn?
Happy holidays.
So moved.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.